If you're looking to buy a house today and you're a first-time buyer, you're probably thinking, will I ever be able to do so? And that's no surprise because home prices are higher than they've ever been. The cost to close, the amount of down payment that you need is a lot, and you need to make sure that you're financially prepared. And one thing for sure, never waive your right to getting a home inspection.
Officially have $0 to my name because I just took out every penny that I've ever saved. And this is on top of the deposit I've already made to buy a house. And wow, down payments are really large and I'm broke now.
I don't think that home buyers understand just how much cash is needed when you buy a house. Depending on the type of loan that you're getting, whether it's conventional or FHA, could determine whether you need 3 to 3.5% down. And that's really the minimum amount required for the down payment of the purchase price. And if you're a VA buyer, they will allow you to buy a house with zero money down. However, there are fees to buying a house. Depending on what state you live in, you could have expensive transfer and recordation fees. You have appraisal fees, home inspection fees, lender fees, and now buyers in all 50 states, including the District of Columbia, have to sign contracts with real estate agents where, yes, you are responsible for paying that agent. And if the seller is not contributing to your buyer agent commission, if you have a buyer's agent, or if the listing company is not cooperating and sharing part of their commission with your buyer agent, then you have to pay that out of pocket as well. You cannot roll these expenses into the loan. So realistically, if you're buying a $500,000 house, you could have anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 in out-of-pocket expense just to buy that house. So that's the cash that you need in your bank account in order to buy a house. And as you just heard with this home buyer that just bought a house, the fact of the matter is that in most cases will drain your account. So you have to make sure that you're making a wise decision and that you're able to replenish your cash in your bank account so that should anything break or you need maintenance to your house, that you can afford to do that as well. So I always tell people that they should have 6 months in the bank of expenses, regardless of what you need to buy the house. You should have an additional 6 months in your bank account should you need to pay all of your bills should something happen to you, like a sudden job loss or some kind of a health issue where you can't work and that you would need to pay your bills for a short-term period.
If anyone wants to know what it's like to buy a house, to buy your first house, if you think it's going to be like super exciting and such a big accomplishment, fucking suck me to get it together. I have to talk to people every single day, which is new for me because I work from home and I live alone and I usually don't have to talk to as many people or like be responsible to answer emails and text messages in the phone. It's way more expensive than anybody tells you. I was quoted like $3,500 and my mortgage is going to end up being $6,000. There's a lot of moving parts.
So what she's talking about is that when you buy a house, your taxes and insurance will go up pretty much every single year. So your initial payment is going to change. And I have gotten so many, especially over the last 5 years, I've had so many people reach out talking about this, saying, you know what, I did not understand what homeownership was like. So the best advice that I can give anybody looking for a home is to make sure that you get really educated on the process. And the best way to do that is to take my Todd Simple home buying course. It's $300. It will be some of the best money that you spend. It will teach you how to negotiate to save potentially tens of thousands of dollars when you're buying a house, and also help you to avoid or at least think about some of the common mistakes home buyers make in the process.
There's a lot of moving parts and just like a million decisions that you have to make. And I guess I just definitely don't recommend this to anybody who's doing it alone. Like I've generally never felt more alone in my entire life.
And that's a big problem too, because it's almost impossible for a single borrower to buy a house, especially a first-time home buyer, because everything does fall on that single income. So that's why you see a lot of your peers struggling that have stretched to buy a house, and why it is so much better when you have multiple incomes in the household when buying a home.
I had someone to go through this with, like help make decisions or just to double check things. I have the worst intuition. I'm so trusting of everyone. I'm just saying yes to everything and everyone because I don't know what else to do. I'm probably getting scammed left and right because I'm working with so many different.
And that's the other thing. I mean, it's like somebody taking their car to the garage. You don't know anything about auto mechanics, and a lot of times people take advantage of you. So knowledge is power. The better that you can equip yourself with understanding the entire process, the better position you will be in to handle it and to be able to negotiate on your behalf. And hey, after all, that's why there are sites like YouTube where you can listen to videos like this and get your education for free.
Making so many decisions every single day. It's just a lot. So I haven't cried today. That's good news. I have to take this class about becoming a homeowner by like Monday. And then I'm going to go shop for appliances.
This is what it looks like to own a $500,000 home that you cannot live in because it is full of mold. As of almost 4 weeks ago, we finally moved out. And let me tell you, since walking into this house today, I cannot believe we even survived here for 2.5 years. The smell is so god-awful. We are still in active lawsuit against Perry. Seriously, can't wait for this nightmare to just be finally over. Imagine paying $3,500 a month for a home you never got to enjoy. Imagine being sold a dream and being robbed of everything. Builders need to be held accountable. Our AC was a faulty unit, completely oversized, exposed holes everywhere. Eddie's never seen something built so horrible. It wasn't the only reason our house had mold in it.
And this is somebody that bought a brand new house, and you do hear there are a lot of news stories, especially in the state of Florida, where mold is a problem, even in a new built house. But the important lesson here is no matter whether you're buying new construction or not, always get an independent third-party inspection. And a mold test is never a bad idea to get prior to buying the house. Now, as to her point about her $500,000 home, this is crazy to me, right? When you look at how unaffordable housing has been over the last several years, how much prices have appreciated and salaries haven't followed. So we're getting further and further away. We're not talking about 3 times your salary anymore. Depending on what part of the country you're moving or wanting to buy a house in, you might need 7, 8, or 9 times your salary to buy a house. That really takes your debt to income ratio to new levels. I always recommend if you're buying a house, no matter what the price is, try not to finance more than 3 times your gross annual income. So if your household income is $100,000, you should not, in my opinion, be financing any more than $300,000. Now, that may mean that you've saved up a lot of money. Maybe you put $200,000 down and you still have that $500,000 house. Please keep in mind you're paying taxes and insurance on that $500,000 house as well. Now, I'm in the state of Maryland, and a $500,000 doesn't really buy you a whole lot. In fact, I'm looking at townhouses with clients right now that are over $500,000, and they're in HOAs, which is another consideration. Homeowner association fees can change. They go up in most cases, and a lot of times they jump up significantly. I know of someone that just told me the other day that their homeowner association bill went from $220 a month to $360 a month in 1 year. So if you add that up, that's like another $1,200 or $1,500 more a year just for homeowners association fees.
I was selling you really, really hard. This is what's happening. I'm going to waive section 15 and 16. You have to initial the box that says you're electing to waive off the right to all inspections. Okay.
She thinks she wants to waive her right to a home inspection, and this is what her agent is recommending.
What?
Say it again, you cut out.
We are under agreement.
Let's go!
Woohoo! Okay, good.
You know, and a lot of agents want you to do that so that you get the house. I mean, a seller doesn't want to have to fix anything. They live in a house if they can have deferred maintenance, things that don't work. Somebody's willing to give them money without a home inspection. A seller is definitely more inclined to take that offer, wouldn't you? But I can tell you, it's probably one of the worst things that you could do as a buyer. I never recommend that you buy a home without an inspection. And if your agent is pushing for you to do that, I think it's time that you find a new agent. So if you're a home buyer looking to buy a house today, congratulations, I wish you the best. But if you learned anything from this video, it's that do not buy a house without getting a home inspection and making sure that you're financially prepared. If you're interested in learning more about my homebuyer course, you can visit saxrealty.education. The link is also pinned in the comments section below. If you liked the video, you can let me know you did by hitting that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so now. Please share this video on our channel with anyone that you know looking to buy a house. See you next time. Sachs Realty, Maryland broker number 607720, office number 443-318-4514, equal housing opportunity.